Hello, and welcome back to our show, To Whom It May Concern. I'm your host, Mariam, with our co-hosts Inara, Rif'a, Khwaila, and Malak.
Hey, Assalamu alaikum.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
As a law student, I realize the law is extremely subjective. An outcome of a case can be completely different based on the jury. This is because of people's moral reasonings and biases. It's clear that assumptions behind our moral reasonings are often contradictory, and the question of what is right and what is wrong is not always black and white. We decided to test and go through the process of how a jury conducts itself in a jury room. I will be describing a controversial case, and by the end, we'll need a unanimous decision. So will justice be served? Sit back, because the jury is in. The case we'll be discussing today is Regina versus Dudley and Stevens. Dudley, Stevens, Brooks, and Parker were all crewmen of a yacht. Dudley and Stevens are in their 30s with families, and Parker is a 17-year-old orphan. And everything was going great, until it wasn't. They needed to abandon ship and got on a lifeboat. While they got off of the ship, they were only able to grab 2 cans of turnips. While they were stranded, on day 4, they were able to catch a turtle. On day 10, they ran out of food, and this kept going. The seamen decided not to drink any of the salt water because of the effects that it would have on your body. However, on day 15, Parker decided to drink the salt water and became extremely sick. On day 19, Dudley and Stevens suggested a draw so that whoever would lose the draw would be sacrificed. Brooks, however, refused to do this, and Parker was too sick to even comment. On day 20, Stevens and Dudley agreed to kill Parker, and Dudley stabbed him, but right before he stabbed him, he uttered a prayer for forgiveness. Throughout the days 20 to 24, Brooke, Dudley, and Stevens were all drinking Parker's blood and eating him. On day 24, they were rescued. You are now on the jury. Are they guilty of murder?
Hold on. On day 20, they killed him, and day 24, they were rescued.
Yes. Before we start getting into deliberations, we're actually going to separate each of the jury members, and they're going to give you their own opinions of what they think before being influenced by everybody else's arguments. I will be playing the moderator and devil's advocate to make them see different perspectives that they might not be thinking of. And for everyone listening, also remember that you too are on the jury.
This is Khwaila. It's 9:25 p.m. And as of right now, I think Stephen, Dudley, and Brooks are all innocent. I think this because these are extreme circumstances that otherwise they would not have led them to commit this act.
My name is Inara. As of 9:28 p.m., I think they are guilty of murder because murder is murder.
This is Malak, and as of 9:30 p.m., I find them guilty of murder because I don't think they know how severe his sickness was. Therefore, they couldn't really determine if he was deadly ill to the point where they could just kill him and eat him, or if he was just seasick, which is something that can be resolved.
This is Rifka, and as of 9:34 p.m., I believe that the crewmen are guilty because they could have found other sources of food, and it's unexcusable to kill another human being.
So now that you've heard everyone's uninfluenced opinions, let's see if anyone's opinions changes after they deliberate, because the jury is back in.
All right, so I'll start off. I said that they were innocent.
I said they were guilty.
I said they were guilty.
Yeah, I said it was definitely guilty
Why definitely?
because they committed murder. Khwaila.
I don't know, you guys, this was an extreme circumstance.
I think even if it's an extreme circumstance, it never gives you the right to kill anybody.
Not only that, I feel like it should be done in an appropriate way. It wasn't done in an appropriate way.
Like Zabiha Halaf.
No. No, but I think like if they were gonna do it, like maybe let's do it by chance. Not let's all get a fair chance at getting it, and not let's pick the most vulnerable.
They figured that he was sick, so like he was halfway there.
Still, it's not fair.
But yeah, I don't agree. I said guilty because you don't even know how sick he is. Like none of them are doctors. He could have just been like.
Exactly.
How do you know none of them are doctors? That's not the point, though. Doctor or not, these people are in an extreme circumstance where they are going to die. They don't see a light at any of the tunnel. They're in the middle of the ocean. They can't get food. they only have this sick person. I mean, no one wants to eat a human being. It's only you do it only if you have to.
Yes. However, if they rolled some dice or put their names in a bag,
But
if they did
why
it that way,
sacrifice
that would've been
a healthier person when there's someone that's already
I
dying?
think-
First of all,
it's
they're
fair game.
Yeah, it's
I
fair
think they
game.
took advantage of the fact that he's only 17 and he was an orphan, and they figured that
yeah.
like they would get away with less if it was him that died, and they figured he's already sick, which I still don't think he was sick enough for them to commit murder.
Well, if he was
But-
sick enough to not even defend himself or like get up or participate.
I'm pretty
or-
sure none of them could have done that. They haven't eaten in days, so they're all pretty much sick.
They're probably barbaric at that point.
I mean, yeah, they're probably super dehydrated and like they're not even thinking properly.
Still doesn't excuse them of what they
No,
did.
but they were able to think properly to go to kill somebody to survive.
Survival mode.
And that one guy said no, so obviously ethics and
Brooks.
morals were still in play at that point.
True.
That's true.
Yes, but in the end, he ended up eating him with the others.
But he didn't play a role in it. It was until
Maybe
the
because
deed
he
was
thought-
done, and then he's like, all right, since it was already committed,
Yeah,
then
obviously.
Maybe
why
that's
would I
his-
let the meat go bad?
No, but maybe that's his personality type where he's like, oh, they're gonna end up doing it anyway, so I'll just say no for my own moral conscience, and then have them do it, and then I'll just join them in the end.
Or he did the right thing and thought that by arguing it would stop them, but it didn't, so he just ate with them.
I don't know if you're gonna use the idea that any extreme circumstance you can put away with your morals and ethics. I feel like that can be played in such wrong ways in different times. Like, a dictator can say, we're in extreme circumstance, I'm gonna cut off all food to these amount of people because we're in extreme circumstance. I'm gonna this will help the economy. Like I feel like it can be taken, and that
Right,
idea.
so you have to also remember that this case, let's say, I'm not sure what the outcome of the case is, but this is gonna set a ruling for everybody else to
precedent.
come. Yeah, precedent for everybody for any other case that comes forward. If everybody could play, oh well, it was an extreme case, therefore.
I don't think
I could-
anyone's gonna fight to eat another human being. Like, that's not something normal people want.
It was just a selfish thing to do, to stab the sick guy to eat.
You guys, they're about to die.
This is a case of necessity. Do you guys think it was necessary for this murder to occur?
No.
I can see the reason why they went with it is to obviously survive, to live, and they probably thought no other options because there's been 10 days that have gone by without food. Is that correct?
Yeah, over 10 days. They were out at sea a total of 22 days. I also want to point out
That they
they did catch a turtle. They were attempting. Does that change your mind?
Yeah, that's what I was actually gonna say. Like, they are trying to get food, but they couldn't. It's not like they wanted to kill him. That's why it took so long for them to decide this.
Why did none of them offer themselves?
Right.
Why couldn't they do that?
Why couldn't
did
one
they-
be that? That could have been the martyr, the hero, who's like, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the greater good for everybody. But instead, they pinpointed at somebody else and is like, let me kill him. So again, being selfish and only caring for themselves.
So you can kill yourself.
No, let them.
I think you have your own right to
Your
do
own life?
that when it is such an extreme case where there's no other options for the greater good.
Parker, is he the one that was killed?
Yes,
Yeah.
Parker is the one who died.
So was he able to respond or interject or do anything at this point? Like,
No.
was
He
he
was
aware?
No. They said he was in a comatose state.
Okay then. He was in a
Wait, what?
comatose state.
Listen, this still
He was in
gives.
a coma?
They
Yeah,
said
like, he
that's
was
what it
so,
seemed
like-
like. He
But
wasn't
that-
responsive at all. He wasn't speaking to them.
Okay, this is them saying this to the jury to defend themselves. Like, oh, he was in this such state, we had no choice. So that technically, you're only hearing the story from these three people that want to get off easy.
No, but why would they I mean, okay.
Why would they lie? Because nobody's trying to go to jail.
No, it's not about that, but like then all four of them would have come up with a different solution of a more equal way where they choose someone to
You as
be
a jury,
sacrificed. No, but even if I believe it, because then they would have had all four of them be like, okay, let's have a draw between us four. They would have come up with a different way.
I don't
Why would
think,
they just choose him?
Right, so, there's multiple reasons why they might choose him. I do think that he was sick. I don't think that was made up. Again, like Malek mentioned, the extreme of the sickness, Allahu Alam, we don't know. But, this is difficult. I just think that no matter what, find other ways. Maybe somebody does a self-sacrifice, but you should have no right to ever.
It should at least be in he should should be consented. Like,
Yeah, they should have stuck it
And
out.
technically,
I mean,
it was
Parker-
just between. It was between Dudley and Steven. Like, Brooke didn't even do anything.
Brooke said no.
So,
I
like,
want to point out that this is a lifeboat. They did inform Brooks that they were going to commit the murder, and Brooks didn't do anything to stop them. Should
What
he
was
be
he
let
gonna
off
do?
the
Well,
hook?
it's 2 against 1. It's 2 against 1. What is he gonna do?
They would have stabbed him and ate him too.
Yeah.
It's a 4x4 lifeboat. That's all I'm saying.
no, so.
I don't see
If
how that
Brooks,
would've
so are you saying the two that decided are guilty, and then Brooks that said no, but then ended up eating from him? Are you saying that he's innocent?
Yeah, so I think Dudley should. So Dudley's the one who did the stabbing. Steven agreed that he should go and commit it. So he was like the cheerleader. And then Brooks just is like, no, I don't agree with this. So I think Brooke where else are you going to go in a boat? You can't jump in the ocean. You know what I mean? So like, Brooke technically, even if I said no, Brooke said his opinion and basically couldn't do anything about it because he was in a boat. He couldn't jump off into the ocean.
So you're saying Brooks innocent, the other two guilty, but the one that actually did the stabbing should be worse.
Yeah,
punishment.
so Dudley is the one who stabbed. He should get the worst degree of punishment. And then Steven, he was a cheerleader, and I think that also requires punishment. And then
No.
Brooke is understandable, and I think it's understandable for that individual not to get.
So maybe their intentions, because Dudley said a prayer before of forgiveness before he did kill Parker, which kind of says about their intentions.
Yeah, like it's not like they wanted to do it.
But he still committed murder.
Oh, no, they
They
just
should have
said,
stuck it out. I'm sorry. If you were gonna die, then you would have all died together or something. You still
Right.
don't kill a friend.
and
So
that
That's
defeats
weird.
the whole like, oh, mentally are they actually there? If I have the ability to mentally make a prayer, knowing that I'm sacrificing something, my mental ability is there.
True.
Very true.
Not just that, you guys. When I think of, oh my god, he committed murder, that's like for absolutely no reason.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Murder
No,
is the
like,
act of.
Revenge.
But see, I think
Committing.
murderers always have a reason. Like, oh, I wanted that, so I'm gonna murder you. So like, there's always a reason for why somebody might murder.
Yeah,
or
they
I want to
wanted-
get back at them.
They wanted to.
Yeah,
eat.
like a justifiable
Yeah.
reason. Like this is they are dying. They are in the process of dying, and if they do not do something, they will.
They had a reason and it was there.
It's
We
kinda
just
like-
don't find it good enough a reason to kill him.
My thing is, I understand it, and it would have been justified if the approach was different. Like, I don't think it was a justifiable approach. If he was already dead, that's a different story. That's a whole different story.
Okay, he was literally.
Okay,
he
then
was
wait for
comatose.
it. Wait for it. What's the rush? Life.
You say that now, after
Yeah.
you just had dinner. But 22 days of no eating, and also over a week of no water.
Like,
I feel like I'd rather
yeah.
throw myself off the boat than feast
You
on
would not.
my brother.
You say that, but
You say that you wouldn't eat them because you're in the comfort of your own homes.
the thing is, okay, you send them to prison. What is that gonna do?
Suffer the consequences of your actions.
But like,
I guarantee you they
They
won't
were
be eating anybody
stranded
else.
out in the ocean. Haven't they suffered enough?
no, but like that's what I'm saying. The point of going to prison is to prevent these people because they're dangerous people to society or to rehabilitate them or something like that.
So-
these people would not do this in society.
So no one should suffer the consequences that this guy never made it back.
Maybe have some other sort of punishment, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
What-
I do not think they are guilty of
But what other
murder.
punishment would you serve someone like that with?
I don't know, maybe like to pay back. Oh, this guy's an orphan, he doesn't have family. But I don't know, some other thing.
What is a community service?
She wants someone to pick off trash on the side of the highway instead of going to jail.
I don't know. Like, seriously, the point of prison is to keep people that don't belong in the community
Mhm.
in the you know what I mean?
Well, how-
Actually, that's a good point that Juanita
Like,
brings
these
up.
aren't
If
dangerous
you do
people.
put them back into society, and they were in such an extreme case where it was literally, life or death at that point, they are safe because it's not something out of their norm. And like we mentioned before, they were trying to, they actually put in the effort in like trying to find food such as a turtle. But I don't know. I think there should be still a punishment for somebody
Yeah.
who has done the action, somebody who agreed for them to do the action. Rivka also mentioned a good point in regards to like maybe if they did a fair way of doing it, like we all put our names in there,
He
and
was
then
comatose. Why would you put a draw in for
Yeah, I
someone
agree.
that's awake?
I
could
do
not-
agree with that. It doesn't. I don't think it makes sense to sacrifice a healthy person versus someone
doesn't
that's
make
sick.
sense.
I just think it should have happened altogether.
What do you mean altogether?
Like, I would rather them not sacrifice anybody unless somebody stepped up and said, I'd be willing to take one for the team.
He is not awake responding.
So you just kill him?
Just wait till he dies.
What if it takes a few more days and then someone else goes down?
All right, then.
Okay,
Then
then.
that's 2 people dead.
Well, then you take one
Well,
for the team.
that's
Life.
Yeah.
So all of them die?
Yes.
Yes, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die.
Wait, what?
Really?
Okay, no.
Okay.
That was not the right response.
No, the point is, he wasn't asked, and it wasn't. I'm being serious. Like, if I like.
Well, they probably
Like,
Why-
you shouldn't have made that call.
Yeah, you're not. It's not in your right to make that call if someone should die or not,
the decision.
and that's not fair.
That probably only popped into their head after the fact. They realized we're not getting anywhere. This guy's about to die. What are we gonna do?
How long has he been comatose? What is it? In a coma for?
A couple of days.
A couple of days.
Yes.
That's not even a long time.
So how did any of them make the call that he was in a coma? Like, okay, fine.
He
We're not
was
supposed.
lying on the floor.
Not responding.
Hey, are you awake? Are you awake? Not responding.
They did tell him not to drink the salt water,
I-
and he did anyway.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just want it to be known
Okay, still.
that if we were ever stranded on an island, I would not want to be stuck with Khoila.
I just want you to know that I would not want to eat your flesh.
At least you know I die before I killed you.
That's what you say
Oh.
now.
No, Mariam. I
That's
would
true.
rather
That's
die.
true. Like, your mental stay at that point, but it's kind of shaky because it's like at some points we're seeing that their mental stability is there, but it's like at the same time you have to, you know,
We've
not
never-
let's be honest. If your basic needs aren't met, you are gonna go crazy, especially for 22
Survival
days.
mode,
You are
yeah.
gonna be in survival mode.
I mean, think of us. We fast for like half a day without water, and we go crazy when we see food. Like, they are drinking someone's blood. It's not even like they're drinking water.
It's not
They're
like they
drinking
want to do
blood.
this.
Maybe the sentencing shouldn't be as long, but I do
So
think
do you
they
think
should have jail
they're
time.
guilty for murder?
Yes,
They
I
did.
still think it's murder.
Define murder: killing someone. Finish it up
With
on-
a weapon.
What's the legal term of murder?
Murder, yeah, just taking someone else's life.
And that's exactly what they did.
That's true, but I still don't think.
However,
they
there
should
are
be sentenced.
defenses, like, for example, self-defense. In this case, is the defense of necessity enough to find them innocent of murder?
No.
That's what you guys are deliberating.
So it's kind of like a self-defense mechanism.
How is it self-defense when
So
the
like if
guy
someone
wasn't
attacks
there?
you
That's-
and you attack them
he's
and
not
kill them.
attacking.
This is
That's-
self-defense in the way that it's like I'm trying to protect myself by
That's
eating.
literally one of the
Self-defense
worst loopholes I've heard in law as of
No,
Today.
I'm not saying this is self-defense. I said in this
Oh.
case, it's necessity. That
Yes.
is the fact that it was necessary for them to live enough to make it not murder.
Yes. I think
We're gonna
so.
give it. You guys have 3 more
No.
minutes to deliberate.
I
No,
still
I
think
don't
that
think so.
it was necessary, or else they all would have died.
La-
And I don't think their action should be punished.
So they do end up being rescued at the 24th day. So
Yeah, in hindsight.
So like if I was there and you were, if we waited, maybe like he's not dead yet, we give it a few more days. Like if you think about it, they could have been saved. The guy could have been saved. Everybody could have been saved. But that selfishness overcame
That's not
them.
selfishness.
No,
Yeah,
yeah, I wouldn't-
selfishness is if I have a full meal in front of me and then I'm like, oh, give me your
No,
meal.
it's selfish
That's-
to not sacrifice yourself. You went after the guy.
The
Like,
guy is dead already.
He's not dead already.
not
He's
dead.
basically
he was
dead.
breathing. That's the point.
He
How
had
many
life.
people do we know come out of a coma? That
Oh
happened.
no! If he was able to sustain himself, if there was gonna be food and water and things, he would have gone out.
Okay.
But there clearly wasn't. He wasn't gonna get that.
Well,
Then just
they
wait.
waited 3 more days.
Yeah, you guys are saying that in hindsight. Imagine you guys in that space. Like, you guys are not gonna know if, when, how. Like, that's not a known fact.
I still feel like they should have just waited until they died, if
So
necessary.
they see, that's the thing. Maybe other people, you would wait. Other people don't want to wait.
Okay, see, a want is different than what you need, though.
Okay,
they
that's
didn't want to
That's
wait.
not what I meant.
No,
Other
it is
people-
though. It is. They didn't want to wait.
If you're no, you think it's okay to wait long enough until you die. Other people don't think that's
Honestly,
okay.
wait. Can we go back to this? So they were starving for 22 days.
Yes.
People on hunger strikes go way longer for that.
ما يملح. So
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
you
The
literally,
prisoners of Gaza.
Yeah, but these people are under the scorching hot sun in the ocean.
and they're
I would
in
say that's
prisons
different.
that
No,
are
it's not different.
horrible
I think it
experiences.
is.
But point is, I'm not saying it justifies it, but I'm just saying like, for just some context.
No, You guys, I don't know. I don't think so.
No,
Just
I think
because
they're
you're
guilty.
okay with dying and starving to death and other people isn't, that doesn't make one right or the other.
But you shouldn't have the ability to control the outcome of somebody else's life. That's the only
the
problem.
problem.
It's
I'm
not about
not
wanting
saying-
to survive or not. It's about you determining your survival based on somebody else's survival. That's
Over
the bad
someone
part.
else's
Over
survival.
somebody else's. You prioritize
If
your
it
life.
wasn't this situation, if it wasn't the circumstances, obviously I don't agree with it. But I think it is an understandable situation. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think I'm waving on this one. I'm gonna have to say guilty.
Okay. It is now 10:07 p.m. and we're going to have our final verdict. Please, everyone, state your name and your final verdict.
Inara, Dudley, and Steven, guilty. Brooke, innocent.
Huela, innocent. All of them.
Malak, Dudley, and Stevens are guilty as charged, and Brooks is innocent.
Rivka, they're all guilty, but to a different degree. I think Brooks to a lesser degree than Dudley and Steven.
So Brooke should also be charged for murder.
Well, he's by association. But I think we can all come to a conclusion that they are all guilty. Huela, they're guilty for something at least.
I don't know.
The deliberations are over. As you can see, we did not have a unanimous decision, which means everyone agrees. Therefore, we have a hung jury.
What does that mean?
A hung jury means that the jury could not come to a decision. Therefore, there needs to be a retrial for the case. In this real instant, the jury actually found Dudley and Stevens to be guilty of murder and Brooks to be innocent. They decided at the end that necessity of you surviving was not enough to murder someone else. Some of the things that came up in deliberations was, it is okay to steal if you're going to starve to death. However, the counter argument was, it is not okay to steal someone else's food in order to feed yourself. Therefore, murdering someone else in order to save yourself is not a good enough defense for murder. They were actually sentenced to death. However, upon relooking at their sentencing, they were sentenced to 16 months in jail.
Wait, you said they're sentenced to death, sentenced to murder.
No, they were sentenced to death as a punishment for
Like
the
the
murder.
death penalty.
But and then
16 months. Oh, they
They-
looked at
They
it?
relooked at their
So do you guys think they should have been sentenced to death?
No, I think death is a little extreme,
Yeah.
but I think the jail time was definitely necessary.
I mean, okay, 16 months isn't too bad, but
I just think it's good so that it doesn't set a precedent for the future. Like, that's why this is good.
continue saying it's wrong.
It's symbolic, not as in like.
Honestly, it would have been really weird if they killed the guy and ate him and nothing happened.
Yeah.
That would be a really weird situation.
thank you all for listening to the first segment of The Jury's In. Please subscribe, like, and follow us on social media. We appreciate all the support we've been receiving so far. If you do not already follow us, you could find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Modern Skepts. And please continue to tune in every Tuesday morning. If you have any ideas you'd like us to discuss, please email us at modernskeptics@gmail.com. Sincerely, The Modern Skeptics. P.S. Never mistake law for justice. Justice is an ideal. Law is a tool.